Hello, 8th graders. We're into our last example, and of course it's an application. We've been working with point-slope form, turning it into slope-intercept form, and even in the last example we turned that into standard form to calculate the x and the y-intercept. So here we are on the very last page of your notes, and we're doing a problem-solving application. Now, let me read the situation to you. The cost to place an ad in a newspaper for 1 week is a linear function. So right away we know it's a straight line. So we're going to use one of the three forms to find our equation. So we know that for sure. So it's a linear function of the number of lines in the ad. The costs for 3, 5, and 10 lines are shown. So here's the table that show 3 lines, the cost of 3 lines, the cost of 5 lines, the cost of 10 lines. We're going to write an equation in slope-intercept form. Circle that, will ya? That's our end destination. That's where we want to end up. We want to use slope-intercept form to represent this function. And then, once we're done with all that, then we're going to find the cost of an ad that's not on our chart. We're going to figure out how much is 18 lines total. All right, so step 1, I've got it written out for you. First thing we're going to do, we're going to choose any 2 points from this chart and calculate the slope, okay? Remember, to do that, we use the slope formula. When you know 2 points and you're trying to calculate the slope, please use y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. You have 3 points to choose from. Here's a point, here's another point, here's your third point. It doesn't matter. You can use point 1 and point 2, 2 and 3, 1 and 3. It doesn't matter. Choose 2 of the points and plug in. All right? I'm just going to use the first 2 that are on our chart. And y2 minus y1, I'm going to just do 1850 minus 1350. And then I'm going to divide that by 5 minus 3. So in your calculator, if you need a calculator to do this, go ahead and do 1850 minus 1350, and you should have 5. Hopefully you did some of that mentally. 5 minus 3 is 2, and so we have our slope now. We know that our slope is 5 halves. You can, if you want to, turn that into decimal form if that would make it a little easier formula for you. You can make that 2.5. 2.5 I think is calculator friendly. 2.5 is a little easier to plug into the calculator. All right, we now know the slope, so let's go to step 2. We're going to choose 1 point off the table, and we're going to use the slope and that point and plug into point-slope form. So let me remind you, point-slope form is y minus y1 equals m times the quantity x minus x1. Guys, it doesn't matter what point you choose. You have 3 of them to choose. It is up to you. It doesn't matter. So I just want to make sure that I emphasize that and re-emphasize that. So I think I'm going to use the last one because it's just whole numbers. So let's do y minus 31 is equal to 2.5 times x minus 10. Okay, we did it. We've got it in a point-slope form, so we're ready to go to step 3, solve for y. Remember, that's a 2-step process. The first thing you have to do is distribute. So we have y minus 31 is equal to 2.5x minus 25. Okay, and then move the 31 over. So we're going to add 31 to each side. Looks great. So here we are, y equals 2.5x plus, looks like 6. That looks wonderful. You're doing a great job. Okay, so there we did, one of our aims was to write an equation in slope-intercept form. So this is one of our answers right here. Now our other answer is, once we have that equation, now we're going to find the cost of an ad that is 18 lines long. So 18 is going to be our x. So you're going to plug 18 where the x is and then add 6. So get your calculators out. Let's practice this together. Punch in 2.5 times 18 plus 6. Your calculator will follow order of operations, and you will see that this ad is going to cost $51. Great job. That's a great application. Take what's given, use what you know, and choose wisely from what you know and what to plug in. Okay? If you know slope and intercept, plug them in. You got your equation. If you don't, you may have to work your way there. Please bring your questions to class. Have a great evening.